Hello children. In today's video, again we are going to continue with conventional energy resources. Do you remember the other name for conventional energy resources? Yes, non-renewable resources. So these resources they will take long geological period to be formed, and once if we completely use it, again we need to wait for millions of years, right? So we discussed about two examples in detail, coal and petroleum. Under coal, we came to know that India is having abundant coal and it is greatly dependent on coal for commercial purposes. And we discussed about the types of coal and why they are different from each other. And we also came to know about the ages of coal, Gondwana coal and tertiary coal, right? And under petroleum also we discussed why it is called as nodal industry and how it is occurring in different states. And today we are going to see the next two examples of conventional resources. One is natural gas and two is electricity. Let us start with natural gas. So what is natural gas? Under petroleum itself, we discussed that wherever oil is occurring, on the topper surface of the oil, natural gas will be occurring because gas is very lighter, so it will be occurring on the topper surface of the oil, right? Yes, natural gas is an important clean energy resource. So why it is clean energy means let us see in the next slide, and this is either found with petroleum or it may occur without petroleum also. Clear? All the time gases will not occur along with the oil. It may or may not be occurring with oil. And coming to the uses of natural gas, of course, as it is coming under energy resources, it is supplying energy, and this is an industrial raw material in petrochemical industries. In the petrochemical industries, they are using natural gas as a raw material. So these are the uses. And why the natural gas is environmental friendly fuel? Because it is having less carbon dioxide emissions. Whenever the carbon dioxide is emitted, it is said to be polluting the air. But here in the natural gas, the carbon dioxide content is very less. So only it is said to be environmental friendly fuel. So this is an important one mark question they ask you in board. So be very clear. Natural gas is environmental friendly because it is emitting less carbon dioxide. Okay, fine. Where can we find this natural gas? On the topper surface of the oil, or sometimes may not be. But in which places and all we can find the natural gas? One is in Krishna Godavari basin. Okay, along the basin of Godavari and Krishna, natural gas are found in abundance. And next one is along the west coast of India, that is in Mumbai High and Allied fields, we can see natural gas in abundance. And for Mumbai High and Allied fields, the natural gas is supplemented because of Gulf of Cambay. Okay, in Gulf of Cambay, lot of natural gas are available, and because of that only Mumbai High and Allied fields are taking lot of natural gas. Clear children? So along the west coast of India, can you see Mumbai High and Buzzing? So there is one inward curve near Gujarat, right? Where Hazira is there only Gulf of Cambay is located. Okay, so from Gulf of Cambay, Mumbai High and Buzzin are taking the natural gas. So natural gas is found in abundance in Mumbai High and Buzzin because of the Gulf of Cambay. Clear children? And they want to supply this natural gas to various industries located throughout India, right? So more number of industries in western and northern India are using natural gas. So Mumbai High and Buzzin is having natural gas, and from Mumbai High and Buzzin we want to take the natural gas to different industries in western and northern India. For that purpose they are connecting all the industries with pipeline. Clear? So how we are having a common electricity line, here they are having pipeline network. Okay, they are digging the earth and they are just making the pipeline network to transport natural gas from one place to another. Okay, as we are having water pipe, here they are having natural gas pipe. So from Mumbai High and Buzzin, the natural gas is supplied through the pipeline network, which is called as HVJ network, to different industries. Okay, so this line you can see, right? So that is the pipeline network, and this network is called as HVJ. Do you know why it is called as HVJ? Because three important places are mentioned here. Okay, Hazira, Vijaypur, and Jagadishpur. Clear, children? So H Hazira, V Vijaypur, and J Jagdishpur. So only this is said to be HVJ network, and this network is of 1700 kilometers. Can you understand now why this pipeline network has been established? Because this network is used to take energy resources, especially natural gas, from Mumbai High and Basin, and it is supplying to the various industries in western and northern India. Okay, and three important centers here are Hasira, Vijaypur, and Jagadishpur. That is why it is called as HVJ network. And what is the distance of this pipeline? 1700 kilometers. Okay, fine. It is supplying natural gas to different industries. What are the main industries using natural gas? There are two industries mainly using natural gas. One is power industries and two is fertilizer industries. Okay, so wherever they produce power and wherever fertilizer industries are located, they are mainly using natural gas. Especially to these two industries, natural gas is supplied. So these two are said to be key users. Key users means main users of natural gas, and this is also a one mark question. What are the key users or what are the key industries using natural gas? So you need to write power industries and fertilizer industries are the key users of natural gas. Are you clear with the children? So this industry is helping India in gas production. Okay, fine. And nowadays, usage of compressed natural gas is very important, and it is becoming very popular because it is environmental friendly. When we are using petrol, diesel, and all, they are creating much pollution, right? So only nowadays, use of CNG, which is called as compressed natural gas, is replacing the liquid fuels, and it is becoming very popular. Clear, children? So this is what we have discussed now. Natural gas, it is an important clean energy resource and it is providing energy and it is acting as a raw material particularly in petrochemical industries. And this is said to be eco-friendly or environmental friendly because it is having less carbon dioxide emissions. And where can we find this natural gas? In two sites. One is Krishna Godavari Basin and another one is along the western coast of India in Mumbai High and Basin. So which place is supplementing natural gas to them? Gulf of Cambay. Also, Andaman and Nicobar Island is also rich in natural gas. Fine. And then we discussed about HVJ network, which stands for Hasira, Vijaypur, and Jagadishpur network. So this is a pipeline network connecting Mumbai and Buzzing with the different industries in western and northern India. And who are the key users of natural gas? Fertilizer industries and power industries. So this network is helping India for gas production in a larger way. So make a note on this particular slide. Now let us go to the next topic, electricity. So electricity is something very important for each and every one of us. So it became like without electricity no life, right? So if the power is cut off just for 5 minutes we cannot bear it, right? So electricity is very important for the country's economy as well. And this electricity can be produced in two ways. Have you ever wondered how the electricity is generated? Let us see that now. So, electricity can be produced in two ways. One is by the running water. Okay, when the running water is coming, it will be just striking the turbine and the turbine will rotate and it will produce electricity. Okay, so here the running water is used for producing electricity. See here, this is the setup how they are making the hydroelectricity. So they are constructing dam, right, in between the rivers. So the river water is coming very fast and it will come and strike the turbine. You can see the turbine there, right? Because of the force of water, the turbine will start to rotate, which will help in electricity production. So the electricity produced by using the running water, it is called as hydroelectricity. Now think and tell me from what the electricity is produced here? Running water. So running water, it is a renewable energy. Okay, so electricity is produced here by renewable energy. Okay, and this is called as hydroelectricity. This is one step. And there are lot of dams which are producing electricity, and few examples of such multi-purpose projects are, so we are calling dams as multi-purpose project. Multi-purpose means what? It is used for many purposes. Dams are used to save water, dams are used to produce electricity, and dams are used for agriculture and many purposes. Okay, so dams are said to be multi-purpose project. And here two examples, Pakranangal project and Damodar Valley Corporation, they are the examples of multi-purpose project which is mainly producing hydroelectricity. And number second, that is second way of producing electricity is by burning the fossil fuels like coal, petrol and natural gas. So when they are burning the fossil fuels, electricity will be generated. Okay, so this is the thermal power plant. Electricity produced by burning the fossil fuels, it is called as thermal electricity, and the picture which you are seeing here is called as thermal power plant. Wherever electricity is produced, it is called as power plant. Clear, children? And here for producing thermal electricity, they are using fossil fuels. Fossil fuels are non-renewable. Clear, children? So electricity can be generated by using renewable resource as well as non-renewable resource. And for thermal electricity, there are lot of power plants. More than 310 power plants are located in India to produce thermal electricity. Clear? So whatever ways the electricity is produced, either it is using renewable or non-renewable, once produced electricity is the same. In our house we are having electricity, right? Can we say from what this electricity is particularly coming from? From water, from air? Can you say that? Definitely not, right? So once produced, the electricity is same. Okay, it can be from renewable or non-renewable, but electricity is conventional energy resource. So many of you got doubt in this, right? So electricity, why it is conventional? Because we are using running water to produce electricity, but it is renewable. Why it is coming under conventional energy resource? Because if you check coal, petrol, natural gas and all, we are very clear that they are taking long period of time to be produced, right? And on the other hand, we know that sun, wind, water, everything is available then and there. But you think about electricity, is it a natural thing? Definitely not. We are producing the electricity or we are creating the electricity. We are using the natural resources and we are using that to convert it into electricity. Okay. For example, running water. So here we are converting that force into electricity. You take wind, again we are converting that wind power into electricity, right? So we are creating the electricity. So it will take some time for us to create the electricity, and as it is created and as it takes some time to be produced, it is coming under conventional resources. Once if you use the electricity, it cannot be reused, right children? Are you clear with this now? Fine. So once produced electricity is the same, hence it is placed under conventional energy resources. So this is the difference between hydroelectricity and thermal electricity, which carries 3 marks, and one time they had asked this question in board. So what is the difference between hydroelectricity and thermal electricity? Whenever they are asking you to write the difference, the first point should be its definition. Whatever difference it may be, first point should be definition. So here hydroelectricity, it is produced by running water, and thermal electricity, it is produced by burning petrol, natural gas and coal. And hydroelectricity, it is using renewable source, and thermal electricity is using non-renewable resource. Hydroelectricity, it will not cause any pollution, but thermal electricity, definitely it will cause pollution, right? And hydroelectricity, it is a kind of permanent source of electricity, because in one side if river is not there, we can go to the next river and we can get electricity. But here in thermal electricity, we are depending on petrol, coal and natural gas. So once if it is completely exploited, again we need to wait for millions of years. But hydroelectricity, rain may come at any time. But thermal electricity, it cannot be made like that. Coal, petrol and natural gas, they will take millions of years. Okay. So this difference you should make a note of in your notes note. So this is what we discussed today. You need to be very clear with these questions. You should know what is natural gas, what are the uses, and why it is said to be environmental friendly. And next, you want to know the occurrence, that is, where and all we can find the natural gas. And then you want to be very, very thorough with HVJ network. This is an important 3 mark question. And next, we discussed about the types of electricity and the differences. Now, coming to the question. We discussed about HVJ network, right? So, what is the full form of HVJ? So, just think about the spellings and just give the right answer. What is the expansion of HVJ? So, recap the video and be very thorough with these things. These are very easy topics. And as it is very easy, don't simply skip it. You want to know the keywords. Take your content book, underline the keywords, and just recap it always. Happy learning!